Returning for the 8th time to the summit stage, we are delighted to welcome back Patrick Lencioni. Patrick is the founder of the Table Group and author of 11 best-selling books which have sold more than 5 million copies and been translated into some 30 languages. Dedicated to providing organisations with ideas, products and services that improve teamwork, clarity and employee engagement, his leadership models serve a diverse base, from Fortune 500 companies to professional sports organisations to churches. A summit favourite, Lencioni will unpack his new work on motivation and how it shapes our leadership. Bozoma St. John is Chief Marketing Officer for Endeavour, a global leader in entertainment, sports and fashion, operating in more than 30 countries. Over the course of her career, St. John has earned a formidable reputation as a trailblazing executive. She most recently served as Chief Brand Officer for Uber and also as Head of Global Consumer Marketing for Apple Music and iTunes. For her innovative work, St. John has been recognised as Executive of the Year by Billboard magazine, as well as featured on Fortune's Disruptors, Innovators and Stars 40 Under 40. She has also been listed among Black Enterprise's most powerful women in business and Fast Company's 100 most creative people. Can the fear of rejection be less painful than we believe? Is it more destructive than we know? Jia Zhang grew up in Beijing, China, and migrated to the United States at age 16. After many successful years in the corporate world, Zhang took a life-altering risk and stepped into entrepreneurship, which resulted in everyone's biggest fear: rejection. This set Jia on his path to his true calling, to conquer the fear of rejection. Founder of Rejection Therapy and founder of Dare Me app, Zhang is also the best-selling author of Rejection Proof: How I Beat Fear and Became Invincible Through 100 Days of Rejection. Positioning himself as an arms dealer for the creative revolution, Todd Henry teaches leaders and organizations how to establish practices that lead to everyday brilliance. The Accidental Creative podcast, with millions of downloads, delivers weekly tips and ideas for staying prolific, brilliant, and healthy. Todd believes that inspiration has a very short shelf life without application, so his talks include concrete practices. He is the author of 4 books, which have been translated into more than a dozen languages. Todd's latest book, Herding Tigers, is a practical handbook for every manager charged with leading teams to creative brilliance. After getting to know this dynamic leader through a grander vision story, we were eager to invite Liz Bohannon back as a speaker for the Global Leadership Summit this year. Liz is the founder of Seiko Designs, a socially conscious fashion brand that works to create leadership and educational opportunities for women across the globe. She believes deeply that business is a powerful platform for social change and that girls are the future. Liz was named by Bloomberg Businessweek as a top social entrepreneur and by Forbes as a top 20 speaker. In her new book, Beginner's Pluck, releasing just in time for the summit, Liz debunks the myth of finding your passion and instead uses her entrepreneurial journey to explore 14 actionable principles for not just finding, but building a life of purpose, passion, and impact. Devon Franklin is an award-winning film and TV producer, best-selling author, and spiritual success coach. One of the youngest executives in Hollywood history, he is CEO of Franklin Entertainment with 20th Century Fox and has produced the hit films Miracles from Heaven, Heaven is for Real, and The Star. Named one of the top 10 producers to watch by Variety magazine and one of the most influential Christians under 40 by BeliefNet, Devon is dedicated to empowering people with faith-filled, inspirational messages. Franklin wrote the New York Times best-selling book, The Wait, with his wife, Megan Good. His other books include The Hollywood Commandments and his latest, The Truth About Men. Named a research guru by Adweek, Jason Dorsey is president of the Center for Generational Kinetics, which delivers original, data-driven research to separate generational myth from truth for leaders around the world. Their team has repositioned global brands to win each generation and has taken clients from last to first in both employee retention and customer growth. Considered an authority on millennials and the #1 generation speaker and researcher, Jason delivers research-based insight and specific practical solutions for leaders to drive tangible results. Born to Nigerian parents and raised in London, England, Jo Saxton brings a multicultural and international perspective to leadership. She has served on the staff teams for churches in the UK and the US and is the founder of the EASA Collective, an initiative that equips and invests in women leaders. Saxton executive produces and co-hosts the podcast Lead Stories, Tales of Leadership and Life with Steph O'Brien, and is the author of 3 books, including The Dream of You. A 24-year veteran of the FBI, Chris Voss was the lead international kidnapping negotiator and was trained not only by the FBI but by Scotland Yard and Harvard Law School. In addition to lecturing on negotiations at business schools across the globe, Voss founded the Black Swan Group, a firm that provides training and advises Fortune 500 companies through complex negotiations. In his book, Never Split the Difference, Negotiating as if your life depended on it, Voss debunks the biggest myths of negotiations and provides useful strategies for leading in the workplace as well as in everyday life. Returning for the 3rd time as a summit speaker, we are thrilled to welcome back Danielle Strickland. Danielle has led churches, started training schools and established justice departments around the world. She spent 22 years as an officer in the Salvation Army and is an ambassador for the global initiative against modern slavery, Stop the Traffic. With a deep calling to mobilise people towards transformational living, she co-founded Infinitum, Brave Global, Amplify Peace, and the Women's Speakers Collective. Host of the DJ Strickland podcast, Danielle is also the author of several books, including The Ultimate Exodus, Finding Freedom from What Enslaves You. Dr. Krish Kandaya is the founding director of Home for Good, an organisation seeking to make a real difference in the lives of vulnerable children. An advocate for fostering and adoption, he has written 13 books, including his latest, Faithism, Why Christianity and Atheism Have More in Common Than You Think. A regular speaker at international events, including TEDx Oxford, Kandaya holds faculty positions at Regent's College Vancouver and Regent's Park College and Oxford University. He is a regular broadcaster on radio and television, offering both creativity and academic reflection to lead strategic change, culture shifts, and innovation. At the age of 31, Asia Brown made history as the youngest elected mayor of Compton, California. A national trailblazer, her vision focused on family values, quality of life, economic development, and infrastructural growth. Brown started a gang reduction and intervention initiative, resulting in a nearly 50% decrease in homicides. She also reduced the unemployment rate by 50%, while successfully attracting new companies and employment to the city. By making these major strides in her first term, she was overwhelmingly re-elected to a second 4-year term in 2017. As a strong advocate for youth, women's rights and equality, Mayor Brown has received a number of honours, including the National Action Network Martin Luther King Award, as well as the esteemed John F. Kennedy New Frontier Award. Known for his mental toughness, grit, perseverance and leadership, Bear Grylls is the embodiment of adventure. A former member of the British Special Forces, Grylls has climbed Mount Everest and crossed the Arctic Ocean in an inflatable boat. Winner of 2 BAFTAs, his Emmy-nominated TV show Man vs. Wild was one of the most watched programmes in the world, with an estimated audience of 1.2 billion. The youngest ever Chief Scout and ambassador to 50 million Scouts worldwide, he's a best-selling author, having sold more than 15 million books, including his autobiography, Mud, Sweat and Tears. His newest book, Soul Fuel, will be released in July. Returning for his 6th time to the Global Leadership Summit, we are excited to welcome back Craig Groeschel. Craig is founder and senior pastor of Life Church, an innovative church meeting in multiple US locations and globally online. Known for its missional approach utilizing the latest technology, Life Church is the creator of the YouVersion Bible app, downloaded in every country worldwide. Glassdoor named Groeschel one of the top 25 US CEOs for small and mid-sized companies. With a passion to help people reach their maximum leadership potential, he speaks frequently across the US and around the world, and hosts the Craig Groeschel Leadership Podcast, with more than 1 million monthly downloads. A New York Times best-selling author, his latest book is Hope in the Dark.